Hi. Do you like my spread of plushies? They're getting their yearly breathing sesh. I typically don't take them out of the dust bag. It's raining. It's been hot, it's been dry. A lot of our plants have been wilting because it's been so hot and no rain, and we don't pay for water, we have a tank, so I'm very happy about that. My mom will be pleased. Anyway, yeah, they're gorgeous. I don't have a air purifier as yet, so I keep them in a dust bag because the dust in this room is crazy. But nevertheless, hello, you're here for this. I'm very proud of her. She's gorgeous. Let me tell you about her. As Mother's Day approaches, I've been brainstorming some gift ideas that would be really thoughtful for my mom, something that she'd love. Unlike the genius I am, I got it. What gift would represent the ultimate totem of love other than that of the monetary kind? Money. She's gonna love it. Who doesn't like money? I know she's gonna love it, especially in a bouquet form. I've been seeing them everywhere, and I was like, I think she would really like this. So I started saving, and here we are. So in total, this is $50,000, not 50 notes, $50,000. It's 64 notes, I believe. I'm gonna have to fact check on my tablet. 64 notes, so it's 36 $1,000 notes, so it's the blue ones, and 28 $500 notes, that would be the purple ones. So this video I wouldn't consider to be the most ideal tutorial, considering I was watching one while I was doing this. Shout out to Tempest Nicole. She's the creator that I got the tutorial from. She shows you, I think, 3 or 4 different folds. So yeah, you can watch that video if you'd like a more clear understanding. She does not mess up any at all, unlike me. I didn't really get the gist of what I was doing until the 30th note, and that's like what, almost halfway through. Anyway, so I'm sure there are a couple questions you'd like to ask considering this bouquet, so I'll just answer them while I'm here. How can you afford this? I can't. I got fired in January. I got hired in February. I got fired in April.
And
I promise you, I'm not the problem. Like, I'm dead serious. If I were the problem, I would say that I was, but I'm not the cause of these terminations. I'll talk about that later in the video. But yeah, and I was able to snag a part-time job, so I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Basically, the money that I was gonna save for Mother's Day, I was gonna save in the month of April. But if I lost my job in April, there's no money to save, there's no incoming funds, so I had to take money out of my savings, and I really didn't mind because this is way more important than any other pointless gift I was gonna give myself, because I tend to gift myself often. Treat myself.
treat yourself.
I tend to treat myself like very often, and on things that aren't exactly cheap. Question number 2. How can you afford this for real? So I pay very minimal bills. I still live with my parents. I don't pay rent. I don't owe anybody. I'm able to save a lot. So yeah. I don't really have any responsibility that requires a chunk out of my paycheck. So that's how I was able to, save. Yeah, that's it. 3. How was I able to save so consistently? I try my best to be disciplined because I absolutely loathe when I think about like money I had in the past and the foolishness I spent it on. I experience buyer's remorse after every single purchase. It's really bad. It's really bad. If it's one thing I buy, should I have gotten that? Even if it's something I've wanted for a very, very long time, I regret it almost instantly. So I try my best when I'm saving. and I want to stick to this saving plan, I avoid all the places I usually frequent. And I don't really do much shopping in person. No shade, but I live in Mandeville and we don't have nothing really. So I do online shopping a lot. And with the items I purchase, they're not really cheap, and then I have to pay to get them into the country. So what do? I avoid the sites. I don't look at anything. And also, I act like I owe somebody when I'm saving. I faithfully put money into that savings account as if I owe a loan shark. I don't touch it. I touched it this time, but it's for something meaningful and wonderful, so I don't feel bad at all. I just try my best to avoid seeing stuff I want to buy, and I try to stick to my to-do list when I leave the house, so there aren't any extra expenses. I don't go anywhere where I shouldn't be, aka food places. I will spend a lot of money on food, so that's how. With that being said, allow me to show you how I was able to put this bouquet together, and maybe I'll dabble into the story time of how I lost 2 jobs 4 months into the year. Yeah. You might notice I'm not showing you the side. You won't be seeing that. It's really bad. Let's just say quite literally all of these sharp edges. Oh, I had to cut it and tape it onto the thing because this is not actual floor wrapping paper. I went down to the villa for it and they didn't have any, and I really could not put off making this video because Mother's Day is coming up. So yeah, and also I will not be showing my mom's reaction. I don't plan on showing my family on this channel, but you will hear a voice recording at the end if you wanna at least get an idea of how she reacted. So yeah, I was actually supposed to show her after I made this video, but I was too excited. I wanted to show her now, so she saw it a couple hours earlier. Enjoy the video. Bye. Okay, to get started, we'll need some skewers, a pair of scissors, scotch tape, of course your money, and your wrapping paper. I say scotch tape because scotch tape will not rip your bills. This is very important. I was really worried about it because like this tape kind of had no name on it, but I think that's scotch tape. Anyway, I'm gonna place my first bill flat with the skewer in the middle. Now you'll see that my skewer is like a tad bit off center. I didn't notice at the time. It's fine. I had to start over, so it's fine. Then we're gonna place tape on the skewer to make sure it's laying flat on the bill. You can really see here that it's not straight at all. But anyway, I'll take the 2 bottom ends on either side of the bills and then I'll fold them upwards at an angle. I'm really struggling here. I promise you it's not hard. I'm just making it look hard. I was watching a tutorial while I was doing this, so yeah, it's fine. Anyway, then I will fold them inwards so they are side by side. Typically you'd add the tape right after this, but I realized that it was lean and I had to start all over. So yeah, that's kind of the process. I promise you I do get better as the video progresses, so if some of the bills look questionable now, it's fine. It will turn out just fine. So let's delve into the job situation. 2 days into 2025, I lose my job. I get fired. I was going through it. I'm talking to my boss and she's like, yeah, so the company that hired you, because I technically have 2 bosses. I have her and then I have the company that hired me and outsources me to clients. She's like, yeah, I will not be renewing my contract with that company. So I have until the end of the month to be working for her. Now, here's the thing. I technically wasn't laid off because she didn't leave because of any of my shortcomings or anything like that. I don't want to delve too much into what I do exactly, but it's just calling. And after a while, I'm supposed to get new lists. That's what my boss is paying for the client. I was calling the same people for quite literal months, which means she's not getting what she's paying for. She's a waste of money. I had felt like my job was on rocks for a couple months now, so honestly, I'm not shocked that she left. But what I am shocked at is the fact that when I brought it up to the manager of the company, she's like, I didn't know anything about this. This is the first time hearing it. Girl, what? So she didn't know. And one thing about her, I love her. I can't say her name on here, but I love her. She's so nice. She will always be honest with me and the rest of the people that work with this company. if she never know, she never know. So she's like, we're gonna try our best to place you with another client. And then I quickly realized the CEO, why did I say that weird? He knew from December and didn't say anything to me. Strange. Anyway, she said she didn't know and she's yet to have a meeting with him. I ask her at least twice a week, what's going on? Do you have a client? Have you spoken to, let's call him Louis. That's the CEO. Have you spoken to him? She's like, no, I haven't been able to meet with him. And all of a sudden, we're not having any sessions with this man, so I can't meet him myself to ask him. So I'm like, okay, clearly there's a chance I may not have a job, so let me start looking for a job myself. So about 2 weeks into February, I manage, 2 weeks? February, March, April. No, actually, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks into February, I get an interview. And then by the end of February, I'm hired. Now, this job paid a little bit more, which is great. However, this new employer wanted me to do 2 different roles for the salary of one. Can you spell exploitation? But I felt like I had no choice because I need the money. I suppose it's good experience or whatever, because I think this was like it was an additional role to what I'm used to. So I'm like, we can go on my resume. Fast forward April 1st. I have a meeting with my boss, my new boss. And he's like, yeah, so sorry I didn't say anything to you yesterday. It was kind of hectic. I had sent him messages and he was not responding. I just figured he was busy with a client or something. But he's like, yeah, so I've been let go from my job. You cannot be serious right now. I'm thinking it's April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. He's a dad. He's a white man. It has to be an April Fool's Day joke. It was not. It was not. The company he had worked for like 5 years was like, yeah, you need to leave today. I don't know the beef with that. I don't even think I'm legally allowed to disclose it if I knew. But yeah, end of day, I'm done working. And he's like, well, I don't want to keep you waiting on me for me to find another company. So we ended the contract. Now, the contract was on Upwork. Upwork is where I found the job. I would implore people to use that platform, but girl, I'm not being sponsored. So as the kids say, I'm not, what's the word? Glazing them, but it's a good platform. I would encourage you to look if you want to find a job. So I'm now unemployed for a second time. No job. No nothing. And then after 2 months of radio silence, guess who reaches out? My old job. My former manager reaches out and she's like, we found a client. Let me know if you're still interested. So this was going to be a direct hire, meaning I wasn't going to be with the company anymore, but I would have this client. And I was like, okay, that's cool because direct hires typically pay more. So I meet with these clients and I tell them about my schedule, salary expectation, all that jazz. A couple days pass and they're going to tell me their budget is $250 less than what I was getting paid previously. That is insane. I'm not gonna lie. That is for people that have no experience in the field. None. I had years of experience in customer service in general, and then for this specific industry, I don't want to talk about it, but for this specific industry, I had a year's experience. I had a good review from my client. $250 less? Girl, be for real. So I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work. And I was able to negotiate a part-time schedule, but they wanted to pay even less. They were like, okay, we'll do it for, I believe it was $100 less. They will do 5 hours a day. They're not unpleasant people, if I'm being honest, but at the same time, no, I'm not doing 40 hours a week for that pay. So I still have a part-time job. It's going well. It's okay. So I'm not in a, terrible place. But yeah, that's sort of what I've been dealing with on the past couple of months. I'm not gonna tell a lie. I really never expected, like I said, I felt like my first job was not secure for quite a couple months. So that I expected. But to lose the second one, then to move from that to a part-time, unexpected. But what they say, rejection, girl, whatever the hell, it will be fine. Things always work out for me. I will be fine. I'm pretty content right now. Yeah, it's just that my spending habits require more money, so I have to figure that out soon and very soon. And back to the bouquet. The great thing you're looking at, that is foam. That's gonna be the base of the structure. I know it's kind of all up in your face right now, but I'll fix it in a second. I was tired. I wasn't even checking to make sure the angle was right, so I didn't notice right away. This was very challenging because the spacing of it was a tad bit weird. Sometimes it was too close together, sometimes it was too far apart, and girl, it was like 1 a.m. I was really over it at this time. My camera kept overheating. It told me that I did not have enough space multiple times. I didn't even get to record wrapping the bouquet itself because the camera kept dying, battery overheating, no storage. I just wanted to give up, but I couldn't give up because Mother's Day was quite literally right around the corner. So I'm just putting on the finishing touches, and here is the final look. This is what she looks like. I will not be showing the size because I look crazy, but wow, you can really see where I've improved as opposed to the middle, but it looks good for my first attempt. Mama will love this. I think she will kind of look crazy from this angle, but I promise you it's cute. Happy early Mother's Day, so you can go shop at Foreign.
Oh